Okay guys, so today I'm going to get started with the reviews for the diamond press items that will be on HSN's craft day. These items actually are already available on HSN, so Diamond Press did send these free of charge for my review, and all opinions are my own. The links I'll have in the description box to hop over to HSN will be affiliate links, which means I will make a small commission if you use those links to make your purchases. So I really appreciate it. Thanks guys. I have not looked at these, but they did have samples along with the listing on HSN, so that was really great. So I was able to see them real quick. But I do have the Halloween border dies and stamps. I have the Halloween gift bag dies and stamps. I have the haunted house dies and stamps, and the Halloween pop-up dies and stamps. So I'm going to start with the Halloween pop-up because I just thought it was super fun. I want to get on to working with this one. So let me open this up. So again, these are the items that are on HSN. MyDiamondPress.com is a different, entity there, but these are on HSN because I do get questions like that quite often. People say, "Oh, where is it?" It's HSN for now, and probably that's just how it's going to be. So let's open this up. I thought this was really, really cute, and I'm very curious as what they mean by pop-up. So let's see what actually pops up here. So we do have the instructions, again, color instructions, which are always really nice to look at. So you're gonna start with number 1 there and then just follow through. It's telling you need an A2 card. This is die not provided, obviously your standard A2 size card. And then the pieces that you're gonna need is 7 of those, the haunted hill, the picket fence, the different items. Of course, this is all subjective as far as these other items because it's what you want to do, right? If you want a little house, put the little house. If you don't, all those different decorations is how you want to decorate your card. And then it goes on to continue explaining a little more there, so as you put it together with all your little pieces. I do think this is kind of interesting because I did see a die in there that makes like this piece basically, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. So super cute. We have a stamp set here. With lots of really nice big sentiments or words. So we have hello, we have pumpkin, thank, boo, beautiful, you, or you're invited. We have patch, Halloween, happy. So you were obviously invited. And oh, the little happy, oh, the faces are adorable. You can use that for any stamp or any other little item you want to make look a little kawaii, right? You have your little faces. That is so cute. And then some little flourishes and things. And then, of course, it always comes with your folders. This one comes with a large folder. And I should, talk about, this is basically for the marquee. They're larger dies. So let me open this up. I suppose if you really wanted it for the smaller one, you could use the smaller items, right? The little decorative pieces. But the larger pieces that make your pop-up, look extra fun are going to be for the marquee. So we have like the little house on the hill thing here. And I had mentioned earlier if you want the house or not. Obviously, you can layer this up however you like. If you want both layers or just the tree, just the house layer, all that kind of stuff. And then we have all the dies for the pieces that we have here. So cute. So basically what happens is you're going to cut out your die and then you can dress up your little pumpkin with a little face or however you like. That's adorable. And then again, of course, your ghosts, same thing. You can just cut them out with some white paper or whatever it is and then put the little faces on them. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me grab some papers and let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to make this very basic, very simple. I'm not going to play around too much with the colors and things like that because I want it to be very clear what we're doing. So I will start by cutting the pieces. I'm going to cut one of the haunted hill. I'm going to cut one of the picket fence. One of the silhouette for the house. A moon, just because that's cute. I'm going to do 4 pumpkins, just like they have here. And then the stems and leaves and stuff like that, vines, or whatever you want to put on your little pumpkins. Okay, so we'll talk about that in a minute. And then the bats and ghosts are extra also. It just depends on how you want to set it up. But I'll do that separately. So for right now, we're just going to do those basic things. Plus these guys, the small pop-up pieces and the large pop-up pieces. And I'm going to cut as many as it says here, even though I may not use all of them, okay? But I just want to make it very simple and clear and kind of stick to this. So let's go ahead and start cutting. So I have some pieces here. Super simple. I'm just going to take the black and I'm going to cut the house hill portion out of black cardstock. And let me see if this fits across. Oh my goodness, just misses. So I'll use it this way. And I'm still gonna coordinate it in a way that, so hopefully it'll make sense for you guys. I'm gonna also make the black pop-up pieces for this in black. And then the purple picket fence area, I'm gonna do purple. And then I'll cut the pieces that help it pop up in purple. So that way it's kind of more coordinated. I think it'll make more sense to you guys. So I'm gonna run this through, obviously, my marquee. Let me get my tape. So I have a marquee here, and I'm just gonna trim that out. I will cut out the, so I'm gonna cut this out. I'm gonna cut out 3 of this in black. I'm gonna cut out 3 of them in purple, and then 1 in a orange shade, and then several of these in an orange shade also, because I'm gonna use those to help prop up my pumpkin. So I will, like I said, 3 in black, 3 in purple of this one here, and then this guy I'm gonna cut out of purple. And I'll come back at that point, so we'll have the larger pieces cut out, and then I'll show you how you can do your little pumpkins. Okay. Okay, so I'm just cutting out that last, the purple picket fence layer. It can be any color, I just wanted purple. And let's get this out carefully because it's very fine. There we go. So far what I have cut out is the larger base pieces of this. Now again, you can do this however you like. If you only want 1 layer on your pop-up, you don't have to have the house and the tree layer. You can just pick one or the other, or however you want to do that. So I have that layer, and then this layer. And then I have the 3 bases that are going to help me pop up either one of these, okay? So I have that stuff. That's our basic stuff that we need. I'm still going to keep this out because I'm going to need to cut out another large layer like that. So now I'm just going to get some orange paper, and I'm just going to trim it down. And I'm shooting to have, or aiming to have, 4 pumpkins for my little decoration in the front there. So we have a few different pumpkin sizes here. I'll probably go with a larger one, medium size one, and, well, I'll just go with each one. I was gonna double up on a larger one, but that's okay. We'll just do this. And I'm gonna tape these down so I can pop them out at one time. And so I'm just gonna tape these real quick. And get these all popped out at once. And then we're just going to put little faces on them. I do need some green paper. I have some right here to cut out some vines and stuff, so we'll put together our cute little pumpkins. Really easy. There they are. I'll put this away later. Okay, so on these little guys, all you're gonna do is just take your little faces, whatever it is that you like, whichever ones you think are adorable, and put them on there. How cute. These are probably more ghost looking, I guess, but you can put whatever faces wherever. That's up to you. So I'm gonna take this little guy. Just to show you right quick, I'm just gonna do that. And I'm gonna take the dirtiest stamping block I have in the world, because I haven't taken that double-sided tape off of it from the other day. And just some black ink. I guess I'll use this stays on since it's here, but normally just any black ink or brown, whatever color you want, obviously. Aww, so I'm just gonna look through it and give it a little stamp, and I'm gonna do the same thing for the other little pumpkins, just put a little face on them. Okay, so I have those all stamped up, and what's cute is that they give you 3 or 4 different sizes of faces, and then some are smiley and some are like an open smile, and there's different sizes of both of those, so you can, you know, put the open smile or not, but they have those in all the different sizes. And then we have our little pieces right here. So we have a bunch of curlicues too that you can cut out. We have some little leaves. We have this guy, and this guy is basically the top of your pumpkin. So they're all on one die, which is nice. And so I'm just gonna take some of this green paper here, since it's just a small little die. I probably could even use less of it. Maybe I'll conserve it that way. I can put some leaves on this same paper. Or you know what? I wasn't even gonna go for leaves, but now that we're here, might as well. Let's go ahead and get that. And I'll take this little leaf die. And I'm just going to hold it, but you can tape it down so it doesn't move. Those are so adorable. I mean, for anything, really. All right. They're all here. That's so cute. Let me get this guy out. Okay, there we go. And then we have our leaves. Our little leaves. So let me grip my tacky tool and some glue, and we'll finish assembling the little pumpkins, and then we're gonna start putting the card together. Okay, so I'll just start with this larger guy. I'm gonna put the glue on him, on the stem here, instead of, you know, fussing with this part. And I'm just gonna put that on there. So cute. And then, you know, you can add some little leaves wherever you want. I just maybe put one right here. Just a little something. And they don't need leaves at all, but that's so cute. Okay, and I'll just decorate the other ones the same way. Put a little glue, and obviously they're all sized so that you can... These two guys are almost the same size, but it looks like they have this about the same size little topper, but I would match it up and see which one looks best. Oh my gosh, that curly Q is so cute on this one. I just like the way it's so delicate. So cute. Okay. And I'll do the same thing for the other guys. I'll add in some leaves if I feel like, and I'll be right back once these guys are dressed up. Okay, so I'm just gonna put these little guys to the side. And I'm not gonna put any more leaves on them because I think I'll put the leaves on the little vines, but that's something I would want to build up when I'm done so I can see kind of where I want to put them. So we'll just keep those to the side. We do need a couple other things. The yellow for behind the house. And the moon. So I'm just gonna take this yellow and trim out this little guy and the moon, which is this circle here. Okay, and I'm just gonna cut those out and I will be right back. Okay, so we're gonna assemble those with those pieces that we need in just a minute. And then for what's gonna pop up my orange pieces, I need, which is the pumpkins, I need a small block, one of these, and one of these. Again, it depends on how many layers you want to go with or what all you want to do, but I just need those guys right there. And I did cut a piece of orange paper, but there it is. I was like, I know I cut a piece down. Where is it? So I'm just gonna run these through, grab some Halloween paper and a card base, and we're gonna start putting this all together. Okay, so we're gonna take all these pieces that look like these pieces that are gonna make like tubes that are gonna help us do our pop-up. So you know, usually when I make a pop-up, I kind of cut into the card and then I make like a little ledge that we're gonna attach things to. So that's basically what these parts are, okay? So we have the little one and then these guys. So I'll show you with the purple because that might be easiest to see. So they have score marks. We're gonna score them. We're gonna fold them on those score marks. And if you're looking at the instructions when you get yours, I'm basically on part 2 because we already cut what we needed. That's part 1. Part 2 is just to fold these little guys up, and then we're gonna put glue and make them into basically and essentially a tube. So those two are gonna meet up. I want you to see that there's a short side to the tube and there's a longer side to the tube, right? So I'm gonna use a wet glue because in the long run it holds longer, it holds on better. But if you want to use, you know, your glue runner type of adhesives, then that's up to you. But I do like using a wet glue for something like this. And so I'm gonna do this with all of them. And then with this little guy, let me put this to the side. Let me see, I'll put it right here. So what we're gonna do after that, after they dry though, is to kind of work them into place so that they do what they're supposed to do. But with this little guy, same thing, just gonna fold it on the score marks. And again, it has a wider spot than it has a smaller spot when you fold it together like this. This is a little bit wider than these little sides. And this one I'll glue together also. And I'll do the same thing with these other pieces. So I'm gonna have 3 black tubes, 3 purple tubes, 1 orange one, and 1 little orange one, okay? I'll be right back. So as I'm making these, I just want to refer you back to the instruction sheet there, forming it flat And I'll show you what I mean by that right now. I just made it into a tube and glued it as a tube because you're basically gonna make a tube anyway. But what they're showing is that you can also just leave that flat, and then when you bring this over like this, right? But with the wet glue, you wanna be more careful. So for me, if I did this, I'd probably end up gluing it together and the glue's gonna seep out the other side. So for me, it was easier to form it as a tube, right? But if you wanna keep it flat on your paper here, you just do that and then lay this over, okay? But again, I don't want to get glue all inside and glue the thing shut. So be careful with that. That's what you're going to do. And I'll show you the first one here. I just left it over here. And basically what you're going to do is now kind of work it so that it will lay flat. Okay, see how it lays flat? Okay, now go the other way. Make sure it'll lay flat there too. And if it gives you any resistance, just use your bone folder or your fingers like I'm doing to really make sure it's going to lay flat. So you're kind of getting it ready to do its thing. See? So now it's not giving me any resistance and it's going both ways just fine, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna glue them all together and just kind of work with them so that they're ready to go. Okay, so after we made our little boxes and I have them all kind of sitting here waiting, it talks a little bit about cutting your pieces, which we pretty much already did that, or putting them together. And so I'm just gonna leave it at that. And the Haunted Hill, we need to put the little yellow piece behind the house. The moon is for later on once we get the card assembled, but there's that. So I'm going to turn this over and put the glue on this guy because it'd be easier for me to see. And we're just going to glue that down. Oh, it'd be cute if you use like glitter paper on that so that it would show through, kind of shining a little bit more glittery. So I'm just going to hold this down for a little bit until this is a little drier, and then we're going to start assembling our little block pieces that help this pop up in just a second. So I'm going to take my little black tubes. Again, there's a wider side and there's like a thinner edge, right? So I'm going to show you these in the way it's set up in the picture. That way, if you're kind of going back and forth, you can check this out. So what they're saying is to flatten out your little tubes so that you have the smaller ledge up here and then this wider piece down here, okay? So we're gonna do that with all of them. Just flatten them out. Smaller edge up at the top, fatter kind of side down here, okay? And then they're saying to put the glue on this bottom part. And you're just gonna set them up across that bottom piece, just at the bottom here. But let's talk about this real quick. So we have the glue here. We're going to, if you were to glue it, it's going to do this kind of thing, right? Make your little square and glue it on the side here. And straight at the bottom. Because this is what's going to be touching the base of your card, so you need that to be right. Again, with this one, glue on that very bottom part. And this one should be kind of in the middle. And again, glue on that larger base bottom part. Just turning it over and putting it right here. So I'm going to keep these just the way they are till it sets up. And then I'll show you the next step. And we're going to do this basically the same exact thing as we keep going. So this is what your little pop-up mechanism is actually. So I'll be right back once this is kind of set up. Okay, now I was just holding them like this just so I can flatten it out and really get that glue. But what we're going to do is push these down now. Boop, boop, boop. Okay? They're flat down. We're going to turn this over. I just want you to see. So they're flat down this way. We're going to turn it over and you're going to see that it peeks out the bottom here. Got a little glue there. So it peeks out the bottom, right? Okay. So now we're going to take the purple ones because I chose them to be purple just so that they would match this so you guys can see it a little easier, but you can continue on with black or whatever other color you want. And again, we're going to do the same thing where we kind of just fold it so that the little section is at the top, a wider section at the bottom. Same thing with all of them like we just did. But this time, oop, we're going to put them on here. Just want to make sure I'm doing this correctly. So I'll put that on there. Obviously, just like we did the first time, the glue touching that very bottom edge of the panel here. But this time when we're done, we're going to push them up. So I'm just holding it down. A little bit different than I did in the first part because I was kind of sticking to what the instructions said, but now I'm just doing it a little bit differently. So again, when you open it like this, you have that wider piece, the smaller piece at the top. We're going to put glue on the wider piece, just that bottom piece. I'm going to bring it over, and you can just pop it up so you can see what you're doing. I'm going to put it right here and lay it out, push it towards up, right, towards the top there. And I'm going to do the same thing for this last one. So again, you know, we're doing the technical stuff. This is actually really cute, and it worked up pretty quickly. If you like this kind of thing, right, obviously it has some steps. I'm going to put this one here and push up again towards the top. Okay, now I'm going to let this set up so that the glue is not seeping out everywhere, because we're going to then top this with this piece. And I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're on to the second page of instructions. We're on number 8, and I know when I first read it too, I was kind of reading through it and I'm like, okay, what? But I think it's actually a really smart way to do a pop-up. It's really cute because you can keep extending it as far as you want, right? With all the different layers, you just do what you like. I put glue on the very top section, right? Not this little small section that's gonna actually be glued to the base of our card. This is gonna be glued to the base of the card. I don't want to get that far ahead of us because I don't want to confuse anybody. But this one, hold on. I have a little, probably had a little too much glue. There we go. Okay, they're going to pop up like this, but for now we're going to keep them flat. I put glue on the top section. And then we're going to bring this guy over. And again, we're facing forward already, so this is how cute my little moon put himself in place, but we're not going to use that right now. I'm going to put this right on top of those pieces on that purple. And I'm going to hold this down for a little bit till it dries. This is making total sense. I love it. It's smart. It's smart. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, and as I'm holding this, I just kind of, after I think it's really going to stick, I'm just going to pop it up just to kind of make sure that these guys are going to be able to open, that they're not glued down, right? That we didn't put too much glue anywhere. All right, and this is it. So this is the last part. Again, like I said, you can keep building it out if you wanted. Basically, you're building it up every time. So this part's very similar to what we did with the background as we're going to build it up here. So as you can see, they said, put it however you like, but I'm going to copy this just so you have a better reference. Again, we're going to push this closed. We're going to put glue on the bottom part, the part that's a little bit wider, right? And I'm going to bring it over here and maybe have my little pumpkin here. Well, okay, here. Okay. So whenever it opens up, it's going to pop open like this. And then the set of 3 pumpkins can rest on this one. So again, we're going to push it up. So we have the small section at the top, wider section at the bottom. I'm going to put glue on here. And basically I'm just turning it over. It's already flat, so I'm just turning it over and put it wherever you like. I mean, this is however you want to build this up. But again, right at the base, right at the base of the purple die cut. Oh no, my kids are doing it there. All right, I'm gonna wait for this to dry just a second, and then we're just gonna top this up with our cute little pumpkins and maybe some more vines, and then we're gonna stick this into our card. All right, so let me grab my little pumpkins. And I don't know how, again, you can add more to your little guys if you think that you need more decoration. I think one of the demo items had like probably some color pencil or something like that kind of streaking down, to make it look a little more textured. I'm gonna put that guy there. And maybe this little dude over here. Again, you see I'm putting the glue on that top part. Keeping it kind of flat because this is gonna touch the base of your card. So just keep it right on that edge. And let's put this little guy. And you can even put dimensional adhesive between these guys too if you want a little more dimensionality. I'm just gonna put them down like that. Again, I'm trying to keep it kind of basic so that you're just focusing on the technique more than anything. And then I have a little extra guy. Maybe we'll put him on the card somewhere else, or I could put him in on this other side. We'll see. All right, let me cut some curly cues out of that extra curly cue die, but I think I'll stick those on once the card is set up and made. So for now, I'm just gonna let this dry. Bring over my standard A2 size card base, which I have here. And so this is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and I just folded it in half. And I got some of this paper. I think this is Echo Park. I don't even know if this matches. I thought it was cute, and I'm like, maybe. It's fine. All right, so I cut this piece at 5 1/4 by 4 1/8 because I knew when I folded it, it would match up better if I had this 4 1/8 instead of 4, because it would be kind of down here. So I did 4 1/8, but if you don't like working with eighths, just cut it by 5 1/4 by 4, okay? And I did that so I wouldn't have to deal with, sometimes, like I said, when you fold a piece of paper in half and you tuck it in here, you have to kind of fold it and let it have its own kind of way. So I just cut the paper in half, that way there's a piece on the top, there's a piece on the bottom. Again, cut the same size down here. I'm just gonna adhere them with some tape runner. So when I come back, this will be adhered and stuck down, and we'll pop this guy in here. Okay guys, so in their example, they had one more layer for another little pumpkin to go with a little square. They used a little square, put it here, and put another little pumpkin on top. So again, you just keep building up, just the way we did. You put the glue on that fatter side, you know, the little wider side, stick it down, push your thing up and flat, put the next one, the next one. That's what I'm saying. You can build this thing out however you like. You can put several layers. Oh, I'm gonna lose my little leaves. Okay, so last thing. So right on the back here, it's very easy. So it's pretty much how we have it facing us right now. See how it's looking just like this? You're gonna put your glue, and I'm gonna use a dry glue. I do not want to do this because I want it to last longer, but I want it to be so when you see it, you're like, oh, okay, you know? So I'm gonna use this dry glue, but otherwise I would use a wet glue and do the same thing. We're gonna put it here, we're gonna put it here, and here. So all these tabs, I might add a little wet glue anyway because I really want it to hold. So all these tabs. So the dry glue is there to help you see it faster, and the wet glue is there to help it stay for longer. So every single one of those tabs, right? We just put glue all over them, just right here. We're gonna bring over our card and flip this down so that this black box set right here will be right in the crack, right? Basically right there. I'm not pushing down, I'm not doing anything funky yet because I want the card to adjust on its own and do its own thing. On this one, again, I would use a wet glue, but I'm gonna go ahead and just on the very bottom boxes, guys. So I want you to see that. I'm putting the glue not on this tab right here, not on this the skinny section, but just on the little chubby section at the bottom. Okay, before I really glue this down. And then you're just going to close your card. All right. So I'm gonna give it a good press. Moment of truth, if I did good. Ooh. Oh, it hasn't stuck yet. Okay, we're gonna wait for this to actually stick because I used the wet glue along with that Nuvo glue. Let me see, is it sticking? Okay, I'm gonna wait for this to dry and then we'll open it up. Sorry guys, we're still gonna have to wait for the glue. Okay guys, so I left it alone for a while with the marquee sitting on top. I can still feel the wetness a little bit of the glue, but we will see. So let's try it again. Oh, and you know what? It's because the back one is also a pop-up, so it's not flat, this against this. So let's open it up. We have to kind of train it a little bit. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? When I pull it up. And I'm gonna push it back with my fingers just to help it out so that whenever your recipient gets it, they will have it just right. Oh my goodness. Okay, this one didn't stick because, again, that was quite a few layers. Oh my gosh. Look at that. And you have 1, 2, 3 layers. Again, you can have that fourth little guy sticking out. You can just keep going as far as you want, I suppose. But I want you to see the boxes and see kind of the mechanism, how to understand it, okay? So that's what I'm saying. It's really smart. It makes a lot of sense, but you have to kind of obviously figure it out. And then you're good to go. But look at that. Look how cute. Okay, let's put our moon. Should the moon be behind the house? No, back here. And then I can pop this up too, but I'm just gonna stick it down for now. But if you want to put some dimensional adhesive. So I just used this Nuvo for this and it was not very strong. This is like, it says, I think it said it was a heavy duty, but it did not grip really well. I knew if that was like the Crafter's Companion tape, even though it always falls apart, you know, the tape runner itself sometimes breaks, the glue would have held on really well. This thing was pretty weak. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just go around. As I was waiting for that, I cut out a couple little bats here. I have some little curly cues for our pumpkins, so I'll just continue like adding these on. Put a little glue, add them here and there, put some of the leaves And then you have your sentiments. You can always put right here in the front. Obviously, you want to decorate the front of your card. So really cute, really inventive. Thank you so much, Diamond Press, for sending this for my review. You guys, I'll have the link in the description box if you're interested, and it'll pop you over to HSN that you can see what's available now, and especially this one that I just reviewed. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope that showed you a little bit about how to use it. But again, you know, you can come in here and do a little this and that, all that fun stuff, but I just wanted to keep it basic, learn the technique, and go from there. All right, guys, I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.